What's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about 7 things that are a complete waste of your money. These are things that I have either personally wasted my money on, or I've just seen so many people go through the motions buying these things, not realizing just how big of a waste it actually is. And at the end of the day, money, like, I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with your money, by the way. Like this, I'm going to put some things in here. There's some things in this video that you're probably like, no, screw you, Anthony. I get a lot of enjoyment and fulfillment and satisfaction out of that thing. Cool. More power to you. Like, at the end of the day, money is a tool. It is a tool that you use to maximize your return on life. But in and of itself, the money doesn't bring you pleasure. Beyond a certain point, like the scorecard that you see on your bank account when you open it up, like, beyond a certain number, it doesn't give you more. So the question then becomes, like, what is the utility of the dollars that I have? And the way that I'm looking at this in terms of what is a waste of money is, where could I deploy dollars to give me more joy per unit of life? That's my goal here. So the very first one is a cheap ass mattress. A cheap ass mattress is one of the dumbest things that you can buy. And I know this, I'm saying this with all the love in my heart, because for years, I shit you not, I slept on one of those crappy IKEA mattresses. Like, and my decision rationale for buying a mattress at that point in my life was, what's the cheapest thing that I can get? Like, I didn't care how comfortable it was. I just wanted something cheap and inexpensive. And the problem with this mindset is that you spend probably, of all the things that you own, besides your computer, your phone, the thing that you spend the most time on in your life is your mattress. And so the quality of your mattress in a large part can dictate the quality of your sleep. And the quality of your sleep dictates the quality of and quantity of the energy that you have to go into the next day with. And so it is actually very worthwhile to invest in a really good mattress. My personal favorite is the 8 Sleep mattress. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting kickbacks or anything like that, but I've been using it for the last 3 years. And just the other day, a gentleman on Twitter was asking for opinions on this particular mattress. And I was like, dude, it's the best thing that I've purchased in the last 3 years. And that was hard for me because it's like $3,000. Now, that's not a ton of money in the grand scheme of things. There's plenty of things in my life where I'll throw way more than $3,000 at it. But for whatever reason, I had a mental hang up when it came to mattresses. And I was like, I don't want to spend that much on it. However, I'm sharing this with you because, having been on the backside of it now, I'm like, that's the best investment that I've ever made. And if you were to ask me, would you pay $12,000? Knowing what I know now, yes, I would. Because I've had it for 3 years. So that'd be like $4,000 per year, plus every single night that I sleep inside of it. The quality of sleep that I get, it's a game changer. So the first dumb thing to spend your money on is a cheap ass mattress. Number 2, cooking your own meals is a complete waste of your money. You think about all the time it takes you to get in the car or hop on the bus or ride your bike to the grocery store, all the time that you spend inside the grocery store, wandering through the aisles, collecting your little treasures, and then all the time you spend in the line checking out, then all the time you spend transporting yourself back to the homestead, then all the time that it takes you to prepare the meal. You got to clean things and cut things, and then you put them into pots and pans, and you cook things, and then you finally get to eat the thing, and then after that you get the pleasure of having to clean all the dishes and everything like that. This is a complete waste of time. Like, at the end of the day, if you are making more than a certain amount of dollars, which I would say is probably around $50 an hour. So if you're like making more than that, which if you're listening to this podcast, there's a high probability that you are, your time is way better spent not going through all that minutia. Get either a pre-made meal plan through something like Factor Meals. I've been using that for a number of years. High quality, love it, a very good product. Or hire a private chef, which I know you probably hear that and you think, a private chef? Like, Anthony, I'm not swimming in gold bullion. I'm not Scrooge McDuck over here. I can't afford a private chef. I'm telling you, they are probably cheaper than you even realize. And then if you were to factor in all the time, the time value of your actual time transporting yourself to the grocery store, cooking, cleaning, all that stuff, if you were to do the math on it, you probably break even having a chef make you really high quality, delicious meals rather than doing it yourself. Now, the exception here is if you enjoy cooking, more power to you. You keep doing you. Third thing that is complete waste of money, I'll die on this one, is the fancy watches. A fancy watch is the stupidest thing to buy. Why? Because fancy watches only exist to signal your status. The only reason people wear the Rolly or the Patek Philippe is because they want other people to know I have a fancy watch, therefore I have money, therefore you should value me. And I'm telling you that if you have to signal your status through something that you can buy and that you can wear on your body, then you are no different than like the people that are buying like Gucci purses that they can't afford on credit. Like, you're not fooling anybody. And the thing is, like, the people that you would fool with that aren't the people worth hanging around with anyway. Now, here's the exception. If you like watches because you like the complexity, the movement, and you like the handcrafted nature of it, cool. But here's my question for you, my good pal, is if nobody was allowed or would ever know that you own the thing, if you were never allowed to wear that watch in public and it would only ever stay in your closet, for you, like Golem in the night to come in and like open it up and look at it and be like, "Ooh, my precious," right? Would you still buy it? For most people, they would say no. And then I would say, bullshit, you like it for the craftsmanship and the like this, that, the other thing. We buy these things to signal to other people. Now, if you were like, you know what, I love watches and I really don't care who sees them and I'm happy to keep them in my closet and never take them out and never actually wear them because I just want to look at them and appreciate the craftsmanship, sweet, go get a watch. You're in the right mind space. But I'm telling you, self-awareness is a superpower, and most of you that want a fancy watch do not want it for the right reasons. Number 4, supercars. This is a tangent, like very, very similar. Now, a lot of people out there are like, I like cars, I'm a car head. Cool, you do you. More power to you. The problem with supercars just generally, 1, they're incredibly impractical. Number 2, they end up owning you more than you end up owning them. Because if you have a really nice supercar and you take it out and you go park it downtown, you are freaking out the whole time wondering, is somebody going to ding my car? Somebody gonna scratch it? Somebody gonna throw some paint on it? Like, what's gonna happen to my car? Somebody out there sitting on it right now and they got rivets on their jeans and I'm gonna come out there, there's gonna be a scratch on it. Like, you end up freaking out about these things much more because you have such a nice thing. So these nice things that you own end up owning you. And I would challenge you on why you want to have a supercar. In most cases, you'd be better served just go renting one, playing with one for the day, getting it out of your system, and then 90 days later when you want to play with another one, go rent it. Like, if you have the kind of money that you can go buy a supercar, you could also just arrange to have one delivered to your house every single month so you can go play with it, right? Like, it wouldn't be that much more work and you wouldn't have to deal with all of the rigmarole of owning a supercar. So, number 5, courses, online courses, educational courses, like they're complete nonsense. They're useless. They do not help you. And I say that as a course creator, as somebody who out there right now, you could go buy my Hyperfocus Masterclass and you could learn about productivity, effectiveness, how to create containers for greatness for you to step in and become a more effective human being, right? But the problem with courses is that you get what you put in. Like, I put in a ton of effort into that course. It is highly valuable, but it is only as good as you make it. At the end of the day, if you don't actually go and consume the content and then implement it, it's a complete waste of time. And the problem is that courses only have like a 3% completion rate. So of the courses that people pay for, they like only 3% of people actually make it to the end of the content. That's not even to say like how many people actually go and implement what was in the course in the first place. So in most cases, courses just end up becoming a complete waste for the majority of people. Now, if you want to be the exception, buy courses, go through them, and then implement them to get the results. I know that sounds like, damn, Anthony, that's some pretty crazy high-level philosophical talk there. I'm telling you, that right there puts you in the top 1%. It's just crazy that it's even been said, but it does. Number 6. Fancy camera equipment. So if you're a business owner, you want to be a content creator, you're like, oh, Anthony, I want to be like you. You got that cool camera. Look at that cool microphone. You don't need it. You don't need these things. And if you buy these things before you actually go and start making the content, then these things are going to just be expensive wastes of time. Use your phone, talk to it, post content, do that consistently, show yourself that you have the ability to do this thing, and then worry about fancy equipment. But if you need the fancy equipment to give you the motivation to actually go do the thing, you're in it for the wrong reasons, you're going to fail. So don't waste your money. It's the same with the people who are like, I'm going to go snowboarding for the first time. And then they go buy the really fancy snowboard and the really great bindings and the boots and the kit. They just look like a professional out there. And then they're spend their entire time on their ass, right? And then 90% of the time what ends up happening is like, man, snowboarding is really hard. My ass hurts. I don't think I want to do that again. So now they've all this great equipment that they've only ever used once, and they never come back to the activity. I'm just telling you, if in my experience, most fancy camera equipment that people get for the purposes of creating content like this just ends up in a closet collecting dust. Next, and this is the last one, but this is also very tied to the fancy equipment, is most software and apps are a complete waste of time. They're a complete waste of money. For the most part, it's actually pretty shocking how few softwares we use in any of my businesses. Then I would say you need 3 core fundamental software apps that you use consistently to grow to 7 and 8 figures and beyond. And in my experience, whenever we try to solve a problem with a new software or app, it only works for like 2 weeks, and then we're like, we don't actually stick with it. The implementation, the long-term value of it isn't really there. So keep your systems really, really basic. Keep your tools, your overhead really, really low, because at the end of the day, like, these things can creep up on you really quickly, and then it just becomes a complete waste of money. So those are 7 things that are a complete waste of your money. Let me know down below, which ones do you agree with? Which ones are you like, Anthony, you are full of shit, I disagree. Come fight me, bro. Come at me. Let's go. I'll see you guys in the next video.